Senate President Godswill Akpabio commended the president for choosing credible and experienced officers, describing their confirmation as a vote of confidence in the administration's security agenda. He also praised the Senate for dedicating an entire plenary to the process, calling it a demonstration of national commitment and patriotism. Barrister, we are back again. Issue of security, issue of insecurity. The president made some nominations, rejigged the service chiefs, and sent their names to the Senate. And yesterday, the Senate confirmed them. Let's have your broad reaction to the confirmation, that the Senate carried out yesterday. What are your expectations? Has anything changed, and do you think that anything will change going forward?
Mr. Okoro?
Yes, sir.
Even if they lie, let them change the service chiefs 4 times in a month. It will not solve this problem because the political will is not there. It is only when somebody now display political will that I will not take them serious. Please, is this the first time they are changing service chiefs from Buhari to Tinubu? Is it the first time? What happened to all those ones you changed? When they were appointed, did we not celebrate it and say, yes, this is a square peg in a square hole, round peg in a round hole? At the end of the day, what happened? Please, what happened? So, I am getting wary of all these changes because it costs us a lot. Just last 2 weeks, there was a report that 500 generals have been, ejected out of the military because of these changes you are talking about. Each time they appoint new service chiefs, look at the people that leave the military and all that. Is that a good compliment? No, tell me. If this thing is going to cost us so much in terms of manpower, then why are you doing it? The military is not the problem. It is the willpower from the political class. The willpower is not there. Unfortunately, this military, they don't even have the guts to challenge the political leadership whom they take orders from. It's very unfortunate. The man who had the guts to even try it once was the Bafra, the man that took over from Brotai. He was very blunt. Up to the National Assembly, he blasted them and walked out of them. When they were trying to interrogate, the man called him and said, come, I just entered office. Why not call Brotai and ask him? He was there with you for all this while. You didn't call him, you didn't ask him. Why are you disturbing me? He walked out. For the first time, a general stood his ground. Of course, you know how the man ended up. So it is the political will that is the problem here. The military should insist. Not all these changes every time, every now and then. It has not helped us. It has not, just because they have not been given the right order. The right order. If you look at what happened, when they even managed to arrest some of the terrorists, what happened? They are brought back into the system. Nobody is talking about that. Nobody is asking questions. Every time they shuffle, you want to bring military chiefs to help and strengthen the one you brought before. What happened? That's the question. What happened? Look at the generals that this thing has cost us. Trained manpower that we did not use their experience, nothing. They just asked them to go because their juniors were appointed. Their juniors were appointed and they had to leave the force. And you are telling me this and that. Which experience? You mean the other one that left, they didn't have experience, Abi? Of course, Akpabio will find something to tell us. He will find something to tell us. Is it not a shame that up to now, these guys are still troubling us? These terrorists are more and more are coming. Mr. Okoro, more terrorists are coming. Because they have seen this place as a fertile ground for their business. And you are telling me, I'm not celebrating them. I will not. Seriously, I will not. Until they tell us why they have to make that changes. Let them tell us. Because most times these appointments are on friendship.
These appointments are on friendship?
Yes, on friendship and political considerations. It's not, they don't look at the real professional who want to do this job. They don't look at them.
Okay, but Barrister, we'll talk about that in a bit. But I just realized that you have mentioned the word lack of political will. You know, you have emphasized and re-emphasized it. I'm sure that in the 5 minutes that you intervened, you have mentioned lack of political will like 4 or 5 times.
Yes,
I'd like for us to interrogate that concept of lack of political will. I also recall that a few months ago, like 3-4 months ago, the North, to be very specific, piled pressure on the president, you know, to change the security chiefs. And the president didn't do that. But when he felt that it has become necessary to do that, he had to rejig the service chief architecture. Doesn't that translate to the political will, you know, to do good? What would it be?
Look, it is one thing to appoint and one thing to give the right order.
Barrister, the president has always given right order.
He has not.
At some point, he said, look, Chief of Defense Staff, Chief of Army Staff, you need to leave the defense headquarters. I want you to go to the battlefield, you know, relocate to the theater of war. And we saw them do that. Even the Chief of Defense Staff, the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawale, at some point had to relocate to the Northwest. Isn't that an expression of political will on the part of the president?
Some of the military men are even angry with the political leadership. You ask me why? You mean they are happy that the people they managed to arrest, I mean those who battled with them in the battlefield, and they managed to subdue them and capture them. Then later, the political leadership now say they should be integrated into the military and into the society.
Is that part of lack of political will?
Of course.
So what would you rather, the presidency or the political class?
Don't take prisoners. Okay. Don't take prisoners. We such people, don't take prisoners. Yes, they should begin that order. Search and destroy. Whether they surrender or not, search and destroy. That is the direct order. That is what should be done. Search and destroy. And if I see any terrorist activities anywhere in this country in the next 6 months, you will just resign. Don't even let me sack you. Let him give that order.
But that is what I'm telling you. The president has always given these orders. But want the boys out. So you expect him to go to battlefield because he's the commander-in-chief.
But when they didn't perform now, you don't wait until they are...
When they didn't perform, he had to change the service chief, which he had just done.
He did it. The only thing that brought this in about is the rumor of coup. That is just the only thing. It's not about your insecurity. Forget that thing. It's not about your insecurity. This thing has been going on before the rumors of coup came. Why did you wait until there is rumors of coup? Is it the general that carried out the coup? Is it the generals? The guy that carried out the coup, the rumor is that they have been arrested, that they are interrogating them. So why did you wait? This is the first thing you would have done on your inauguration speech. Not to fuel subsidy is gone. Why not tell us that insecurity is gone?
Probably you have not been listening to the president. The president says, look, when he went to Brazil, he says, look, farmers are going back to the farm. You know, we are producing in one bread. I think he visited Brazil twice. In one bread, the first time he said, look, we have problems. You know, we can't even go to farms. When he went back to Brazil, the same Nigerian community, the same Brazilian business community, he told them, I sit somewhere and in the satellite, I see Nigerian farmers going to farm peacefully, you know, doing harvest and all of that. So, what else do you want him to do?
No, you know, there's one funny thing about lying. Mr. Okoro, at times, you run out of lies. They say liars should have good memory, so that you can remember what the lies you told yesterday and day before yesterday. If you don't remember, you may mix it up. You forget that this lie, you have told it before. And when they remind you now, you say these people are very insultive. You know what they say, that an evil elder knows himself. He's just waiting for somebody to remind him. He will not say that you are insulting him. Please, this thing he said, did he actually mean it? Is this the reality on ground? Brazil is far away. They may not know exactly what is going on here. It is you and I that will tell Brazil that, there is peace here. It is you and I, not even the president or anybody in government. It is you and I that will tell anybody outside there that, yes, there is Uhuru here. Okay. As I talk to you now, the Benue said that used to be the food basket of our country. Are they still bearing that name? What happened? The real farmers are in IDP camp today. 2 of us. No, true or false? Those people that went to occupy their villages, have they dislodged them? Are they not still there? Come on. Why can't you be telling lies like this as an elder? Eh? Okay. People that you don't even know where they came from. You allow them to go and occupy the village of indigents, the village of your farmers, the village of people who are doing the farming, the food that we eat, and now they are in IDP camp, and these people are occupying their village. You are not even bothered. You are not even saying anything. You didn't give the military marching order. Go and destroy those people. Let these farmers go back to their homes and go back to their farm. I did not see such order. Every time, reshuffle. One day they will reshuffle this in until it get to Sheyi Tinubu. It will get to...
Okay, now, Barrister, I think you have then identified lack of political will as one of the impediments, that we encounter or that we have in fighting insecurity. Now, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Femi Oluyede, the immediate past Chief of Army Staff, is now the Chief of Defense Staff. And he has placed foreign cooperation to fight insecurity. Really? Is that an admittance that our military have failed in the fight, and what guarantees, that the previous multilateral efforts won't fail as the previous one? That the one that is planning multilateral effort will not fail as the previous one. So recall, at some point we had the multinational joint task force between Nigeria, Cameroon, Niger, and Chad. Those people were able to rout, the terrorists. And what happened? All of them contributed in that. So what guarantees do we have, that this one is going to succeed? Or is it just sending out sound bites?
No, these people, they think they are very clever. When they come in like that, they issue statements to give us hope. Meanwhile, they don't mean it to. When the IGP of police was appointed, the first thing he said that he is going to make sure that the Benue people go back to their home. So this man said this and I had it. He said we'll make sure all those people occupying Benue villages, he will sack them and bring back Benue people to their home. I said, how many years since he was appointed? They even elongated his tenure. What happened? Mr. What happened? This thing you mentioned now, as long as it's APC government, they will never allow it. This foreign help, it will never happen under APC, because they have been against it since they came into, in fact, before they came into office. When Jonathan mooted the idea, it was APC that torpedoed it. They did not allow it. And since Buhari was there, he never did anything. In fact, some foreigners came to him, but they sent them back. Chinese people. So what are you telling me? This thing he said that, is it true that he wants to carry it out? He will not. They will not tell you that national security, national integrity, national sovereignty, they will bring all manner of excuses. If they want to do it, they don't need to tell us their plan, because these terrorists, they are listening to them. They don't need to tell us what they want to do. They want to bring the whatever. When Obama was looking for Osama bin Laden, did anybody know? Did you hear it until the day they struck? Go and read the book, the man who shot Osama bin Laden wrote. No easy day, no easy day. That book, what transpired and what they did, even the aircraft they used to land in that compound, it was specially made. And when they were leaving, they destroyed it so that no other power can see that aircraft and what contained there. They destroyed it. Went to their ship that is locking close by and left. That is that. When it comes to security, they talk too much, Mr. Okoro. These people talk too much. I'm telling you, our security, they talk too much. Yet no action. Every time they want to, we are going to do this, we are going to do. Whom are you telling? Is it me?
Okay, but Mr. talking about talking too much, the Chief of Defense Staff, they also said something about trying to rebuild, our local arms manufacturing industry.
Did they need to tell us? Did they need to tell us?
No, it's not about telling us. Nigerians also like to get that kind of information. But should it be his brief? Is that what he should be talking about?
Yes, exactly. We have had this several times. Was it not the other day that the first industry corporation got burnt somewhere? The same place where you want to manufacture arms, it got burnt. You are telling the terrorists now, is that not after they made that statement that time that this thing happened? They want to start manufacturing this hardware, this and that. A week after that statement, somebody made it, the place got burnt. That's why I said it's not good to be talking. Let them showcase what they have done. The whole world will see. They will even come here and ask us to supply them arms. Like we go to US, go to South Africa to look for these arms. Where did you see Nigeria supplying arms to any country?
All right, but I'd like for you to hold on to your line of thought. There's an incoming call. Hello, good evening, and thanks for calling in. Your name and where you are calling from.
Good evening. This is Ina from Lagos.
Good evening. 1 minute, sir.
Now, please, sorry, I want to totally
Repeat.
Ina, we've lost connection. Okay.
I said I want to totally disagree with the barrister.
Okay.
Why do I make that assertion? Let's go back to Anambra State. When Soludo emerged as governor, if you know that state was thrown into turmoil. Same with Enugu, that Iyala area. But look at where in that place now. That Soludo and Uzodema have calmed that place down. Does it mean that is the work of the state? That is the work of the state governor. That is the work of the state governor. Same for Abia State. Oti witnessed the same thing. Oti moved into action and achieved something. Why is it that every insecurity is always tied to Tinubu? What is the work of the state governors?
Okay.
What investment has the state governors do? Oti bought Hilos Jeep for the military, for the police to secure to secure Abia State. And where is Abia State? It's one of the safest places now. So if you say there is insecurity in this state, what has the state governors on their own? What have they done? You understand, to salvage the situation than blame the federal.
Okay, fine.
All right, thank you very much. Barrister, you want to respond to that?
Sorry?
Do you want to respond to that?
I will.
Okay, go ahead.
Look, it is said that my people perish for lack of knowledge. Now, let me ask you, who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces? Is it the governor or the president? Tell me. That election is coming and you are helping the governors to do one or two things. Is that the solution to the problem? We are talking of Nigeria generally. There should be peace and progress in the whole Nigeria as it was in 1999, as it was in before even 2015. So why should you use flashes of this and here and there to compare notes? These places you mentioned now, is it truly secured? Is it your president or the governor? Is it not because of election? Don't you see what happened when the election is coming? As a matter of fact, in Imo State, if not for the outcry of the people and the human rights organizations that went there to display the genocide going on there, that the Amnesty International had to go and say, yeah, they even brought out the number of people that have been killed there by extrajudicial killing. And that made the government and the military to slow down. Is that not what happened? Do you think that if you are kept quiet, they would have done anything? No. Okay, these are that places that people are occupying Benue villages. Or is it not a fact? These are that places that people are occupying Plateau villages. Is it not a fact? Why is it that when they just choose one small area that they have done something to deceive Nigerians, you will use it as an example? They have done what? It is because of the election. Soludo cannot conduct that election in a state of insecurity. He cannot. So what are you telling me? There should be general security all over Nigeria before I can say yes. After all, Nigeria was not built on insecurity. We are not like this before. That is the fact. So why is it that more terrorists are coming in? They are not spreading from Kwara itself, threatening Ondo State and Ekiti, all those places. Is that not a fact? So what have they done? No, tell me, what have they done? That the thing is becoming bigger and bigger every day, and you are telling me they have done this, they have done that. Should the terrorists be threatening Nigeria? Were you not here when they wrote letter and told you that even at National Assembly now they are threatening that place? They are threatening a whole National Assembly. Please, let nobody celebrate mediocrity here. Tell me one terrorist that go to America and come back alive. Tell one terrorist. But here, you are living and eating and dining with terrorists every day. Federal government send the emissaries to a terrorist called Toju Bello. And Nigeria didn't see anything wrong with that. You are telling me that here and there, this and that. Go to that place now. Those terrorists are still lying in the bush there, waiting for bidding their time. And you are telling me that insecurity. Insecurity where? Where is it? Tell me where? Where did they solve the problem?
Okay, all right. But Barrister, I know you are not a military officer, but if you're in a position of authority, probably an official of the Ministry of Defense who has the power to decide, what new prescriptions will you make going forward to ensure that the new service chiefs succeed?
Look, thank God you asked me that question. Mr. Okoro, sincerely speaking, I will give them a marching order. You see this thing, if I hear them anywhere, just go back from there. Don't come back to your office. I'm not joking. If I hear any act of insecurity in any state in Nigeria, and that thing is within your territory, you, Mr. Army man, go home. It means you are failed.
But Barrister, what about logistics and equipment?
I will give you everything you need.
Okay, I'll
give you. I'll actually write the list of all you need. I'll give you.
Okay.
When you did not perform, then wait for me.
So presently, do we admit that the military does not have everything that they need?
They have.
Okay, they have everything.
They have. They have not told us that they are lacking anything. They have not told us. After all, the thing is so much that they are even selling it to terrorists. Was it not NSA? Who told us that? Who told us? So that they have enough to sell to.
Sometimes the military also, they come back and tell us that, look, when they engaged these terrorists, the terrorists had superior firepower over them and were able to overpower them.
Let them go to those people who appointed them, who gave them the job. Say, look, look, we are handicapped, we don't have equipment. They will tell us the what they are selling to the terrorists, where they got it from. They will tell us. Or is it when I buy you the arms you needed to use to work, you now go and sell it and come back and tell me that you don't have anything to work with because you want to make money from the problem at hand. That is why we give them matching order. You say you're a military man, yet these rascals are keeping you busy, giving you sleepless nights. What kind of military man are you? I said no terrorist can walk into America and come back alive. It can never happen. Donald Trump will not sleep that day. What are you telling me?
Okay, now Barrister, that's very well. Let's get into the second topic of discussion. President Bola Tinubu has reversed the presidential pardon earlier granted to Mariam Sanda, convicted for killing her husband, Bilyaminu Bello in Abuja. Okay, the husband's name is Bilyaminu Bello in Abuja. According to an official gazette released by his media aide, Bayo Ononuga, that's the president's media aide, Sanda's death sentence has now been commuted to 12 years in prison on compassionate grounds, citing her good conduct, remorse, and the welfare of her children. The reversal comes after public backlash over her inclusion in an earlier list of 175 convicts granted presidential clemency. The list also featured figures such as Ken Saro-Wiwa, Major General Mamman Vatsa, and others, drawing both praise and criticism. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar condemned the move, saying it undermined the moral authority of leadership. Well, the Attorney General of the Federation, Prince Fabemi, clarified that no convict approved for clemency has yet been released, as the process remains under final administrative review to ensure all legal proceedings and requirements are met. Well, the development underscores the controversy surrounding the president's exercise and the prerogative of mercy. Now we hear that that list has been reversed. Barrister, the presidency has reversed its clemency and granted a set of individuals, following public. Now, does this make the president a listening man that has listening ears? What is your reaction to this, the idea that, look, the president had to reverse itself, after announcing that 175 people had been granted clemency? What's your broad reaction? Let's have your broad reaction.
In the first place, Mr. Okoro, remove this listening man something that people are saying. The president has never listened to anybody.
But he has listened this time.
No, he didn't listen. Look, listen very well. Listen.
Okay, what happened?
Whenever something like this happens, there is an end game. Are you getting what I'm saying? Listen to me. There is an end game. Remember when River State happened? Mr. Okoro, everybody condemned that state of emergency. And there were rumors that in the next 3 months, in the next 2 months, the president will reverse it. This and is that not what we are hearing? Because of what people were saying and all that. Didn't you hear that? At the end of the day, what happened? The 6 months elapsed and the president did not remove it. What does that tell you? When they want to make something out of nothing, you will see that's what they do. This particular this they did there. Can you tell me how? You don't even know the implication, Mr. Okoro.
I don't know. That's why you are here to tell me and tell us.
If such a thing, if decision is made, it is irreversible. Mr. Okoro, this is the decision by the Council of State.
Barrister, he also had to go back to that same Council of State because that decision at that point had not been executed.
No. As long as it has been uttered, it's like the word of God. He said, whenever he utter a word, it doesn't come back.
Okay.
That's why no matter what you do, he has already said it. It is not left for you to sort yourself out. That's why he said, whatever you sow, you reap. God is not in the business of punishing everybody. No, you punish yourself. Because he has said it, thou shalt not kill. So why should he kill himself? This thing you are listening, you are hearing now, is even illegal on its own. Because those people, if they know they are right, they ought to go and sue the president.
Okay, because the people whose names
have been released and pardoned. Are you getting it? Yes, they ought to sue him. Because he don't have any other right again to reverse it on his own. Because
is that what the law says?
I'm telling you something, I are still asking me. What are you telling me here?
The president cannot reverse himself.
He cannot on his own. This particular decision, not all decision. He can reverse every other thing. This particular thing. No. Because you sought the intervention of the Council of State. And you said that they approved it. So when did you now consult them for them to reverse it?
Bayo told us.
When did you hear them? Okay, go ask interview Obasanjo, interview Babangida, or Abdulsalami, or Jonathan. Because these are the major players in that Council of State. Even when you by the way, where did you see the Council of State sitting?
I mean, can they do a virtual meeting and
there was nothing like that. There was nothing like that.
They were told that they can't do that. He went back to the Council of State.
What we are told, we are now interrogating whether it's true or not.
Okay.
It is not true.
Barrister, how do you know that it is not true?
Because it is not true. It is not true. You can't do such a thing. Why do you now reverse it? Because of the hoopla? That means you are now on sentiment.
The president reversed it because of the hoopla, because of the outcry. So does that make you a listening man?
It doesn't. Okay. Because we are cried out over so many things. He did not listen. We are cried out even things that he knows that this is all right too. He went ahead with it. The first subsidy income, the first something that he brought us where we are today. Even I'm still insisting that first one was not removed. They are still paying it. The evidence is there that they are still paying it. So why can't you reverse it? You are still borrowing money after removing subsidy, Okoro. How do you explain that? Please tell me how. So if you not tell you that he removed subsidy, you not believe him. But you not ask him, why are you borrowing money now? Go ask Sanusi now what he said. You cannot remove subsidy and you are still borrowing money, and you are telling me that you remove subsidy. That means the money you are borrowing, you are using it to cushion the effect of the subsidy. That's the meaning. All this thing that governors are getting whatever, it is from borrowed money. You cannot deceive all the people now, not me especially.
Okay, like you say, you can deceive some of the time.
Not all the time. So these people, they have the right to sue him because he doesn't have the right to reverse it on his own willy-nilly. No. Besides, you have already given them that pardon. It's not their natural right. It's just that when this will go to court now, somebody say you're a prisoner and you don't have any right.
All right, Barrister, that will be it. Let's go for a short break, and when we return, we'll get into the second topic of discussion. Stay with us and don't go away. We'll be right back.
Join us on People's Voice, where we amplify the voice of those that matters the most. Join the conversation. Share your thoughts with me. I am Xavier Udo. Weekdays, Monday through Friday, from 4 p.m. to 5. Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns. Thank you.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television. Don't just react, understand.
All right, welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Barrister, before we get into the second topic of discussion, or the final topic of discussion, Barrister, what happened, the reversal, of the pardon list? What does it say about the quality of the handlers of the president, talking about the secretary to the government of the federation, the attorney general of the federation, the chief of staff to the president, the personal secretary, and all those gatekeepers, that made the president look unserious before the public? What does it tell you?
The attorney general is the chairman of the committee on the prorogation for Messi.
Yes.
Now, where was he when this happened? Tell me. What we are hearing now is that that office will now be moved into the office of the attorney general. So, you mean this thing he's doing now is to make us believe that he didn't know what they are doing in the other office, Abi? That he wasn't in the know when they compiled those lists. No, these are the things they are trying to let us know now. That it is when they move it into his office that they will not do the right thing. I do not believe it. He was in the know. He saw those lists. If I can blame Tinubu 50%, I will blame the Attorney General 90%. Because he's the one, he's the chairman. He ought to know. That list, he ought to vet it. So what are they telling anybody now? That they're not aware of what? It's not possible. It's not possible. Seriously, it's not possible. How did those lists filter into what they were compiling? Even the one they even reverse now, whatever they did, it doesn't add any weight. It doesn't. Because all those ones you get 6 months, 8 years, their life, whatever, it didn't make any meaning again. People have lost interest. That's the truth. Because, Mr. Okoro, I bet my last couple, you will not know when these people will release.
So, no, because the order also said that, look, it's supposed to be executed as soon as possible because it's been signed off.
But some people will leave that prison yard wherever they are. Some people will leave for whatever consideration. Because I remember one Zachary Biu, who was a very terrible police officer. Obasanjo ejected him out of the police force because he was the worst of them all, according to him. But when Obasanjo came back and saw the same man in the police, he cried and said, "What? Who brought this man back to police force?" That was what Obasanjo shouted. That this same man who brought him back. Mr. Okoro, look, whenever they want to play their whatever, when you commit here in Lagos, they will transfer you back to Borno. When you be out of public gear for a while. Yes, they will put you out of circulation for a while. In fact, they will promote you. I remember Lamode, before he died, his case was even more annoying. This man, when he was EFCC chairman, something happened under his watch. Over 1.3 trillion naira that he recovered from people disappeared from the EFCC office to CBN, where they're supposed to lodge the money. The money disappeared. And one whistleblower was very important. He had all the documents, everything. When the thing was becoming so noisy, Buhari invited him to Aso Rock. We thought that he would start him from there. The man came out, and 3 days after, he disappeared from Nigeria. He did not even finish his term. I hope you are listening to me.
Go ahead. I can hear you.
He did not even finish his term. He disappeared. Mr. Okoro. The next time we heard about this man was the what? The man in charge of special fraud unit at New Batin, Ikoyi. That That was how he came back. We didn't all those things that nobody discussed it again. And from there, he was promoted to DIG, ready for IG or police.
Okay, now, Barrister, you also know that the Secretariat of the Prerogative of Mercy has been moved from the office of Minister of Special Duties to the office of the Attorney General.
Exactly.
Would that make a difference?
It will not make. It will not make. They are just using it to cover their inefficiency. Forget that thing. It will not make. Look, this other thing that happened that Nigerians will not deserve. It is because what they don't want to do, they will not say they give the listening ear. But the one they want to do, even if God will tell them, they will not hear Mr. Okoro. Okay, but Barrister, I'd like for you to hold on to your line of thought. There's an incoming call. Let's take it. Hello, good evening, and thanks for calling me.
This is Aide. I'm still calling you from Lagos.
Okay.
I want to disagree once again with my barrister. Well, it's unfortunate that I will come to argue with my barrister, but the point I want to make, if Savior that makes a presentation by 4 o'clock, the day that announcement of prerogative of mercy was, I called Savior on his live program. Please ask him, and I told him that my President Tinubu does not know that list, does not know anything about that list. He laughed and he called me bluff. At the end of the day, I was vindicated, and I still stand by my word. My President Bola Ahmed Tinubu does not know anything about that list.
Okay, so
all right then. Thanks very much.
What is he trying to tell us now? Are we supposed to celebrate you or Tinubu? If you tell us that your president doesn't know about that list, then I should clap for you or what? Have you made a prediction? Even before now, I told you that Tinubu is not in charge of his administration. How come such a thing could happen and you are telling me he does not know? Are you trying to?
Is he trying to make excuses for?
In fact, Mr. Okoro, look at me. Can you just imagine? Instead of you to condemn me, you are telling me he does not know. So is it me that know? Was that the one that compiled the list?
Okay, now, Barrister, we are questioning him and we're gradually running out of time. I want us to look at something. You know, the public perception about this administration. This flop now, as it looks like, you know,
many
other according to you. How is it going to paint Nigerians' perception about the president going forward? Because a situation where next time Bayo Nonuga, Sunday Direct, or Daniel Bwala comes out and say, look, this is what we are doing and this is what we have done. How will Nigerians perceive anything that comes out from the presidency? Knowing Nigerians very well, you are Nigerian and you've lived here for a while.
You remember when the ICC case happened in Abuja, where Wike used 39 billion to reform it. And he came and told them, Wike, don't mind the next years. Is that not what he said? So they don't care about what you say, Mr. Okoro. They are just they don't care. A president that wants to be very frugal with our resources. Mr. Minister, how much did I hear that you spend on this project? He will not say, no, he says it's too much. Go and review it. You need to return some money here. This is what I expected a president that meant well for the country to do. But he said he should not mind the next as if we don't matter. Whatever we are saying, we are just talking. But he came into office through protest, through naysaying. Tell me one thing he agree with Jonathan. Tell one thing he agree with Jonathan. But now, whatever we say does not matter. And this is what is bringing opprobrium and infamy to Nigeria outside world here. Outside Nigeria, the image now is like a battered image. That is why they don't care. They don't respect even all the leadership. If they can do what they did to Wole Soyinka without caring and all that will tell you the level of disrespect Nigeria have collected for themselves. I'm telling you. And if some people are not careful, Donald Trump will do it to them. Maybe that is the way you know how you are respected outside here. Which other country have not disrespected us? Which other country? Under our watch as ECOWAS chairman, the ECOWAS bloc disintegrated. Some people walked out to go and form their own bloc. Is it a respect? No, tell me, if Nigeria has respect, if Nigeria is a strong leadership in West Africa here, the president will just tell those people, look, I am giving you 2 hours to come back to this block now, or else you will hear from me. Would they scramble and even come and beg him that we are sorry, now small children, the warriors. But they walked away and nothing happened. So what are you talking about? They don't have the fear for you any longer. It's because of all these things. When the minister of information said, they start demarketing Nigeria, you are the one demarketing yourself. You are the one. Your actions. You are the one, not me. We have been telling you what is right, but you refuse to listen. Rather, when you commit all this blunder, you look for somebody to blame. Is it me that committed all this thing you did now? Is it me? Is it me? Whatever you want to do, just do it without seeking any opinion. And when they take backfire, instead of you to correct yourself, you start looking for scapegoat. All
right, Barrister, let's get into our final topic of discussion. Minister of State for Petroleum, former Minister of State for Petroleum, former Governor of Bayelsa State, Chief Timipre Sylva, has denied allegations linking him to a coup plot, describing the claims as baseless and politically motivated. Well, in a statement by his media aide, Julius Bakoro, Sylva reaffirmed his loyalty to President Bola Tinubu and commitment to democratic governance, dismissing the reports as part of a smear campaign ahead of 2027 elections. But Bakoro confirmed that Sylva's Abuja residence was recently raided by suspected defense headquarters operatives, resulting in significant property damage. He noted that neither Sylva nor his family received any explanation for the operation, as the former minister was in the United Kingdom for medical checks before traveling to Malaysia for a conference. The statement emphasized Sylva's long-standing record of peaceful and democratic engagement, insisting that his political rivals were behind the false allegations. It reaffirmed his unwavering support for President Bola Tinubu and the All Progressives Congress (APC), stressing that no act of political mischief will damage his reputation or integrity. Barrister, do you by chance have an idea why the home of Sylva was raided? And now we have been told that men suspected to be operative of DSQ, that is the Defense Headquarters, they are not even sure where those people come from. And Sylva is saying, look, my political rivals, people that are looking at 2027 are the ones doing this. What more do you know? What should we know?
Look, everything should not be linked to political conspiracy. Everything should not be linked. As a matter of fact, no military coup can be carried out without civilian collaborator. No military coup is not possible. It has never happened. It can never happen. So, if your name is mentioned by the architect of this coup, then you come and clear your name. It's not enough for you to stay far away somewhere and be talking. Come and clear your name, because there was this people that a certain NDDC man sent $20 million to his own account, and they suspect that is for the preparation of the coup or whatever. So those things should be
just mere rumors.
That's what I say, rumor. So come on.
But the NDDC person, was he arrested?
Of course, now. Yes. So now trace the account. So the $20 million, what is this for? What business are you doing with the NDDC? Come and tell us. These are things we are talking about here.
Barrister, NDDC has always been a special purpose vehicle.
Let him come and clear what the $20 million is for.
But is it curious that in the midst of all this, before the coup scare, suddenly he was outside the country, not alone but with his wife?
Exactly, yeah.
Is it curious?
No,
is there an exhaust? It
was that time he developed sickness now.
Okay.
It was that time that the sickness happened. Are you not getting it?
At that point, they said that there was a former South
under watch. And when that rumor came out, they did not mention somebody's name. So he now remembered that he did something somewhere, and he now developed the sickness.
When that thing happened, I had a discussion with a colleague of mine, and he was like, Chukuma, do you know the likely person? And I couldn't hazard a guess. And he said, do you think it could be Rotimi Amici? Because he's falling apart with the president, and he says, the president, I know your secrets and I can expose you. I'm going to deal with you in the primaries and all of that.
Sincerely speaking, my mind never went to Sylva.
Okay.
Because I remember when he was involved in all this whatever, the 48 houses that EFCC confiscated, they returned it back to him. So he was in good of APC. My mind never went there, seriously. My mind didn't go there. That's the truth.
And he served as minister in previous APC administration.
But in this type of game, is your friend can be your worst enemy. When it comes to power, anything can happen in the jungle.
Anyway, I think it's too early for anybody to make any conclusion on if we have the benefit of that investigation that they are conducting at the moment. But Barrister is also curious, that of the military officers that were arrested, 13 of them come from the north. Is that some form of coincidence?
That is the
discontent that is from the north.
I'm not surprised. Even if anything should happen again, if you come from there, because that's their traditional business. All the coups that happen in this country, is it from the southeast? Tell me. Is it not always from there? So that is their traditional business. That's the truth. Look at it this way, Mr. Okoro. And that is why the military should be very careful. When Versailles coup happened, remember what happened? The people that did that, they included his name. Because they believe that with his name, they will let them go. Because Basa was a very close friend of Babangida. In fact, from their village, childhood. So it was later that the reason for his inclusion was revealed.
And by that time?
By that time, he has gone. Even after he has gone, this man that time, what's that name? This man of Langton Mafia. He now came and told us, the man who was the chairman of the tribunal at that time, he said, look.
Is it Duncan Bali?
Bali. He said, look, that from all indication that he feel that they made a mistake in executing Vasa in that coup. He said it, and that was after the man was killed. Okay, so, all right. In this type of thing, they should equally be very, very careful. Yes.
All right, then. Thank you, Barrister. And I'll take that as a concluding thought because we are out of time. And this would be a good place to end this conversation. I must say a very big thank you to you, Barrister Darlington